Hey guys, how's it going? Mr. Black 90 here, and today I'm just discussing my thoughts on WrestleMania 31 so far, and just kind of my overall thoughts really on the build-up and everything, and yeah, so let's just get started. So, to be honest with you, when it comes to WrestleMania 31, a lot of the matches that are being built for the show, I'm really not kind of looking forward to them, to be honest, because I just think, it's kind of it's one of those things where you just kind of are like, the matches on the card, you just kind of think, that's good, but I would like this, or I would like that, and a lot of this relates to that card. I mean, first off, when you look at the two of the main matches, one of them already confirmed, Sting versus Triple H, and I'm assuming that The Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt will happen. A lot of these matches, I mean, especially Undertaker and Sting, a lot of people, would much rather see Undertaker Sting. There's still a lot of appeal there. It's a dream match that we've never seen before, and it doesn't necessarily have to be about the streak. Whereas, having Bray Wyatt face Undertaker, I just don't think is really the kind of storyline to be having now that the streak's over. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. And yeah, there's no real need for a feud between the two. Whereas with Undertaker and Sting, it's kind of a fantasy match that people have been wanting to see for years and years and years and years and years. So again, that's why I don't understand why they're going against the grain here and having Sting versus Triple H and having Triple H be Sting's first opponent. I don't understand that. I mean, I just think that's a match you can do later down the line, But I just don't think that's the first sort of Sting match I would like to see, in my opinion. I'm not really that kind of interested in this Sting and Triple H feud either, as well. To be honest, there's no sort of appeal for me. I just think Triple H should have done something else for this year's WrestleMania instead of having a feud with Sting. And I just think, again, with the Undertaker and Sting, I think just has more dynamics there, and it just would be better. And then also, when you look at the IC title ladder match, it's one of those things, but it's something the match will probably be good in general, but I'm not really up for seeing this IC title match, simply because I just think, it's just putting in people, especially like, Dean Ambrose and Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler. Those three guys, in my opinion, since they're, more of the, they're up, they're kind of, they get good reactions from the crowd, they're, billed somewhat as kind of top guys in a way, I guess. So you'd think that they'd put them higher on the card. You think they'd have them in more kind of marquee matches. But if you're just going to throw, Bryan, Ambrose, and Ziggler into just sort of a ladder match, disposable ladder match for the IC title, that, let's face it, even if Bryan or Ziggler or Ambrose does win the IC title, it probably won't even bring back credibility, because every time someone does go for the IC title and they win it and they say, oh, he's going to bring back credibility, nothing really happens, to be honest. And at the end of the day, I have no interest in seeing Daniel Bryan compete for the IC title, or Dean Ambrose for that matter, or Dolph Ziggler. I think Ziggler's already had a few IC title runs in the past few months. Ambrose, I think, should be going on to bigger and better things, especially since last year he was a key element in the main event. Main eventing with Rollins and having, some key matches there. And Daniel Bryan, who last year main evented WrestleMania, freaking just, overcame all the odds, and now he's in an IC title match. It just doesn't make any sense, in my opinion. And yeah, that's just not something I would really want to see, to be honest, from this match. And then again, the main event, I just think has not really much appeal to me. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. I'm trying to get behind Roman Reigns, but I just think the way they're booking him, it's just so... It's been better, slightly. I just think it's much better when you have Roman Reigns just speak less and just speak more through his actions instead of verbally, speaking. But again, I just think... You'd think now that WrestleMania season's coming around and they're trying to build up their main event, they would try and get Brock Lesnar, to appear more dates around WrestleMania, since this could potentially be Lesnar's last sort of run in the WWE. So why are you having him sort of, not even show up? Like, I'm not saying he has to show up every Raw, but you'd like to see him on the majority of the Raws leading up to WrestleMania in order to make, to make you kind of, anticipate the build-up that they're doing between Reigns and Lesnar. But again, it's just not really clicking because it almost seems as if Roman Reigns is in a different feud because he's not even really doing much with Lesnar. He's had a few confrontations with Paul Heyman, and that's about it, really. It's just it's not really kind of getting my interest for the main event. And this is supposed to be, this is supposed to be kind of like the crowning achievement. This is supposed to be how Roman Reigns, climbs to the top. And for me personally, there's not really much interest into that. And again, even the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I mean, I think personally, putting Miz and Mizdow in there is a massive mistake. I think these guys have, had a feud that's been going on for quite a while now, and it's an enjoyable feud. It's been an enjoyable kind of feud to watch, in my opinion. See it escalate, and having, Mizdow taking all this shit from Miz, and and again, I just think it's much better to sort of have this match kind of end, kind of blow off at WrestleMania, and to have Mizdow go over. But again, they're just throwing this into a battle royal to try and give it some appeal. When in my eyes, the fact that it's an Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal should be enough appeal to it anyway. But throwing Miz and Mizdow in there, in my opinion, is just stupid. Again, Cena Rusev. Again, that's another match where I just kind of think, there's not really much. Again, we've seen the match already. So again, it's not even sort of that unique kind of first time ever thing. And again, it's about sort of, I guess, Cena's revenge to conquer Rusev. But again, as someone who's not much of a John Cena fan, and I don't dislike Rusev, but I just think there are a lot more guys on the roster I prefer. Again, I'm just not really kind of interested in this feud, to be honest. The only thing really that's kind of got me somewhat kind of interested is throwing in Curtis Axel into this feud and having Axel Mania. I just think that would be that. I think that's just because it's funny. It's not because it's actually making it interesting. So again, Cena and Rusev, in my opinion, is just, I'm not very interested by it, to be honest. And in my eyes, the only sort of feud on this WrestleMania card, and it hasn't even been confirmed yet, but I'm pretty sure it will happen. The only match I'm probably got quite a bit of interest in is Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins. I know it's weird. You wouldn't think that, would you? And again, I'm not the biggest Orton fan. I don't think Orton. I don't hate Orton, but I'm not a massive fan. I do like Orton, but I don't know. But yeah, again, this feud is actually intriguing me, mainly just because the simple fact is I'm just waiting to see when Randy Orton turns on Seth Rollins, because they're playing it out. They're not playing it out the way I thought they were. I thought when he returned on the first Raw, his first Raw return, I thought they would have him turn on Rollins in the tag match, but they've kind of played it out a bit more, and it's kind of it's a lot more interesting. I think I'm kind of more intrigued to see when these two guys actually, when Randy Orton will actually turn face and try and get a match with Rollins again. But yeah, that's the only match I have really sort of any interest in for WrestleMania. And I could potentially see Orton and Rollins actually stealing the show. If I think about it, these guys are both pretty good in the ring. I think Rollins has had some really good matches since becoming in WWE with the Shield, and some great solo matches with Ambrose, and the triple threat at the Rumble, and I think Rollins and Orton could have a really good match. And I just want to quickly go back to the a bit back to the IC title ladder match. And I just think in my opinion, considering the people who are in it, so you got Bad News Barrett, R-Truth, Dean Ambrose, Luke Harper, Dolph Ziggler, and obviously there's a few more people to be announced, which I'm assuming you'll have Daniel Bryan thrown in there. Maybe Gold. Apparently, I think they might throw in Stardust into that match, which I think is a bit stupid, with Gold and Stardust, but I say, considering the people you've put in that match, it might as well have just been a Money in the Bank ladder match. to be honest, because considering the fact that now that you've only got one world title, you only really need one Money in the Bank briefcase. And back when they did only have one Money in the Bank briefcase, they just did it at WrestleMania. And I just think having the Money in the Bank at the WrestleMania makes, you know, it's that kind of constant, you know, that will be at WrestleMania every year. And I know they're doing that with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but I think the Money in the Bank matches, you're pretty much always guaranteed a good match. And I just think I would much rather see a Money in the Bank ladder match than a IC title match. So I just think with a Money in the Bank ladder match, it makes it a lot more unpredictable. But with the IC title ladder match, I kind of have a vague idea of who I think is going to win. I'm not going to say that, I'll save that for my predictions video. But yeah, that's just something I want to get off my chest. So thanks for watching my kind of thoughts on WrestleMania 31. So as you can kind of tell, I'm not really very interested for the show, to be honest. I think a lot of the matches, I just kind of think, you know, it's good, but I think we could have had this, or the build-up just hasn't been great, or the competitors in it, just I'm not really interested in, to be honest. So thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe.